Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and we are going to be checking in for week 1 and week 2 of May. I sometimes start filming and I forget what I'm filming, what video I'm filming, but let's just go ahead and just get right into it. I have my weekly check-in sheet here. It's missing one of the strips because I did use the strips for a different spread, but let's just go ahead and lay this down so we can start checking it in. So let's go ahead and just start off. I always forget to say like a little intro to ourselves, but we are a family of 5. It is me, my husband, our little baby Bean. Then we have 2 puppers. And we are budgeting as cashless budgers for this month. We do not utilize any cash. All of our budget videos are mainly cashless. We usually never really use cash. We like to use credit cards for absolutely everything possible because we like to get like the rewards, and we also like to get the perks of like building our credit and everything too. But next month, I believe I just posted the video of our binder that we're using and I'm really excited. This is actually the binder right here. I might as well show you guys. Like, I'm just really excited to use this. I have all of my little spreads in here. I'm gonna be talking about this and like setting it up with you guys in a few days on camera, and I'm most excited about saving for our home. We're really evaluating all of our savings goals because you guys know that originally we were trying to save for 3 months of emergencies for this year, but it's definitely changing because we want to be able to purchase a home and move before our baby goes to kindergarten in school. So this, we have like 4 years to be able to get this done. So I'd rather just start now because I 4 years is going to pass by so fast, especially saving for a home. And then we have our debt trackers that we're going to use to start paying down our student loans. So I will be setting this stuff up with you guys as well. So I have a previous video talking about all of that in there. So I'm just so excited to start that because like I really enjoy savings and having like a visual thing and paying down debt, anything in general like that. When I can see it visually make a change and a difference, it really, why can't I get this down? But it really motivates me so much. So I'm really excited for that. So we have our weekly check-in. We're going to be doing 4 weeks like we usually do. I never really do 5 weeks even when it makes sense because I just don't have the space for it. And it's also because I don't really want to do a 5th week when it's going to be very short. So I'm just going to lay these little guys down. 2, 3, 4, 5. I might have to close the door if you guys, that was my squeaky chair, but you guys might also hear my husband. He's playing with his basketball downstairs, but it's like one of those kid basketballs that you can have in the house with a little short basketball hoop. It's just one of his favorite things to throw the ball in there. But anyway, okay, so we have those down. So I'm gonna use the last thin washi from this sheet. I'm hoping that I did all the spacing correctly for 5 lines. Let's lay down these picnic flags as well. These match very nicely. I was thinking of doing like a raspberry glitter washi for these flags, but I don't know. I feel like maybe that would have looked really nice, but it's a little too late now. So these washies are as is, and these look good. All right, so that is it for that sheet. All right, so I have all of my lines down now, and I realized I never put like the weeks in. So first week is gonna be the 1st to the 6th, 1 to 6. Then we have 7th to the 13th. I want to know why all of my chairs are squeaky. I don't know if it's because they're all old, but 20th and then 21st to the 31st. This is a very long week. So 21st to the 31st. Right, so those look good. I'm going to also put it on this side as well. All right, so for this weekly check-in, we use this to balance out and keep track of our day-to-day expenses, which are these categories: eating out, groceries, gas, allowance, pups, and baby. All right, so I have all those categories written down. Now let's go ahead and just dive in. So these are the apps I have for my budgeting stuff. I have the Dice for Savopoly rolls. The multi-budget app, it looks like this is actually back in the App Store. But when I try to share it and get like the information from it, it says app not available. This app is currently not available in your country or region. It looks like the creator of it, his name is, when I click on it, I click on share. I just don't want to show like my personal contacts, but it looks like the person's name is Eric Lemiere. Looks like it's back available in the App Store, but it's not available in the US. I don't know, maybe that would change because this was not even available a week ago. So let's just see if he ever adds it back. But in the meantime, I did find another app that I have been trying, which is the Real Budget. And this is like with little envelopes and stuff. I still have to like kind of figure out how to use this. This is for April budgets. All budgets. Create a budget May 2023. Done. Save. Okay, I have to like play with this around. So far, I don't mind it because you're able to have different envelopes and kind of choose which one and kind of deduct money from them. I still have to get used to it, but my favorite is definitely the multi-budget because it's so simple, but there is only 6 envelopes for this. That's the only caveat to it. But let's go to the daily budget. This is the one that I've been using kind of in substitution. I always use this one, but I've been mainly using this one for right now because I just started the month's budget so late for May, and yeah, I haven't gotten around to set up the envelopes for May yet in the other app. So we're just going to use this one, and this is called the daily budget. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the first, since this is what we're starting with. I have my little grocery cart to symbolize the groceries category, which is this color. I have a little gas for gas. I think a fork and knife for eating out. This is just where I'm going to be getting the transactions from. This is how I calculate them. And I do have a video link below talking about the apps that I use, except for the newest one, along with how our checking and our savings account is all set up as well, since we are cashless budgeters. But yeah, let's just go ahead and just get right into this. Alright, so I have all of my expenses here as well. So let's do the first. The first was, if you guys hear my baby crying in the background, it's because my husband's trying to put her to sleep. But we spent quite a bit of money on groceries. And by the way, I don't know what it is about the May colors. These are the May colors, and like, I don't know if you guys can see how pastel-y bright they are. I don't know how to explain the color, but I really might save myself an extra set of these dispense stickers. But at the same time, I feel like I have so many different colors of expense stickers. Like, am I ever going to be able to use them up unless like I spend a butt ton of money? I don't know. Wegmans, we spent $172 on Monday the 1st. Then we did get gas on the 2nd, and that was $30 so far. I'm surprised we haven't gotten gas again, honestly, but I think we might end up getting it again later on. Next, we have a Silver Diner. We did get this on the 5th of May. I really wanted a salmon salad because their Caesar salad, I don't know if it's homemade or what, but it's really, really yummy. So I wanted to get that. I want to eat out more so I could use this pink. But that was for Silver Diner. We had Sardi's as well, which was on the 8th of May. Surprisingly, I feel like we haven't been spending that much money this month. I could be completely and utterly wrong, but that was on the 8th. Then on the 11th, we did spend some money to get some mochi, some green tea mochi. I've been going through mochi like it's air that I need in a day, and I'm just living for it. It's so good. I go on and off of a mochi kick here and there, but mochi definitely is one of my favorite desserts ever. It's just so delicious. If you guys have never tried mochi, like green tea mochi, you guys must try it. It's amazing. And then we have McDonald's that we spent. This was on the 13th of May. We got some french fries, and they have spicy chicken nuggets over here. When I was pregnant, I really wanted McDonald's spicy chicken nuggets, and of course, nowhere had it. But now, spicy chicken nuggets, so we're definitely taking advantage of getting some of those. And then last but not least, we also got more groceries again from Wegmans, which was $116. So those were the expenses from them. We do have a few sinking fund expenses, so I will write them down with you guys as well. But let's just lay down these none spent. We do have a good bit so far, which is nice. Whoops. The other side was like a pattern. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and then this pink. All right, so those are now down. Let's talk about the sinking funds that we've spent. I'm going to write them down real quick. And for sinking funds as well, I have like this little house icon to symbolize sinking funds. I put HH for like household. I just kind of put little things in there just to make it easy for me to remember. So these are the two sinking funds that we spent. One was from household, which was $41. We got some pads, toothpaste, like things like that, miscellaneous items. Office, we spent $53 for my husband's stand. He had his exam and he passed it first try. Amazing. So we got him a stand as a gift, as a present, as a reward for him and his hard work. So that was $53 for his 3 monitor stand. So he has 3 monitors up. Let's just go ahead and dive into the calculations. First, let's do our monthly view. So let's flip-a-roo. Let's do the easy stuff first. As we know, there's no periwinkle colors or this yellow color, so no pups and bean or allowance spent from those categories. No rollover, we're not doing rollover again, so we have 0 spent for those two. Next, let's do gas. Gas, we only have one little one over here, this blue color, which was $30. That means we spent $30 for gas. Then we have groceries. There's only 2 of those, so let's calculate those as well. We have 172 plus 116 equals $288 that we spent for groceries. All right, so that is $288 spent for groceries. Now let's do our eating out. So for eating out, we have quite a bit of them. The first one is $33. That's for Sardi's. That is it from this side. Now these, we have 3 on the side. So that plus 21 for our mochi, plus an additional 39 and plus $12 equals $105 that we spent from eating out. Which in comparison to our groceries is actually not as much. We spent basically most of our allowance for groceries for the month, which is crazy. And I know that has to do with like not really buying groceries the last couple months, but it's okay. We had to restock. All right, so now let's talk about how much we have left. Eating out, we started with 300. So of course, 300 minus 105 is a remainder of $195 since we start with 300. Groceries, we started the month with 400 in that category. 400 minus the 288 that we spent equals $112 left for groceries. Then we have gas, which was 30. We started the month with 125. 125 minus 30 equals $95 left over for groceries or for gas. Then of course allowance and bean, both we did not spend anything, so allowance is still 75, and pups and our little baby still has $100 in their account to purchase any toys or fun things for them. Now that that's all calculated, we are looking good for this month's view. I track it in here because I could just use the other one, but I track it in here because I like to have an overview and see any type of patterns that we have or what categories I would like to spend the most from. Like this is a lot, but then I remember now that we went on vacation, so this is the vacation amount. But before vacation, we had a lot of this violet color and this pink color. Violet is our pups and baby category, and then we also spent a lot from eating out. So it's just really nice to have a visual. That's the main reason why I like to track it in the monthly. But now let's balance out our checking accounts. So first things first is our total for our day-to-day, which is the ones that we just calculated. So let's calculate in total how much we spent. We spent $105 plus $288 plus $30. That equals $423 we spent in the first 2 weeks. And you know what I realized? Because we're doing both of these, I probably should have wrote it in like week 2, but it's already too late, so we'll just leave it like that. So we know that we already calculated week 2 in week 1, or week 1 and week 2. Oh my god. Anyway, so in total we spent $423 from our day-to-day expenses. So next, let's actually calculate our sinking funds. We have a good bit spent from sinking funds as well. So let's calculate them together. We have 92 for Savopoly, 100 for Savopoly, 41, and then 53. That equals $286. And let's just mark these off since these are now calculated. So $286 for sinking funds. Last but not least, let's calculate our bills for what bills had came out. I feel like not that many bills came out, but let's take a look. Okie dokie, so we have a bunch of bills that came out, and we actually had our car insurance come out as well, and that was $420.63, but I like to round up for our sinking funds, so in total it was $421. I don't feel like adjusting our numbers and everything, so we'll just calculate this for next week's check-in when we do our week 3 check-in. I'm just not gonna check it off. So I'll know that we haven't calculated it yet. So that's why I really like having like a visual of like the check marks. I'll just check this off next week instead. I just wanted to tell you guys that that bill came out. But besides that bill, we had like student loans, Netflix, HOA, HBO, and our mobile bills came out as well. We have a mixture of some stuff coming out of credit card and some stuff coming out of checking account. So we'll talk about how we calculate that in a second, but meanwhile, let's actually just like add all of this up. I'm going to add this up real quick because our baby is crying in the background. She's very fussy right now, so if you guys hear her, I do apologize. I might have to finish this later, but I'll be right back. All right, so I added all of the bills up that came out. So then we have the mobile, all of the ones we just mentioned. It equates to $643.16. So that is what came out for all of our bills. So let us write that in. $643.16. Now let's calculate the differences. So that minus what we started with, which is $31.50 for all of the bills, equals $2,506.84 left for our remaining bills. Mortgage should be coming out next week too, so this is going to deplete by quite a bit. And if you guys are curious about how we had our checking account and everything set up and like ready to go at the beginning of the month, I do have that in the previous video for the pre-balance for the month. Now let's talk about the other categories. We had 1,000 starting with for our day-to-day, that minus 423 equals a leftover of $577 for the remainder of the month. Sinking funds, we had 4,524. That minus $286 equals $4,238 left over for the month, or for in general, for our sinking funds. All right, so now next things next is let's talk about transfers. So for transfers, we need to transfer because we mainly pay with credit card for everything. So let's talk about the easy ones first. We have monthly budget and sinking funds. Those all need to get transferred out because we still have the funds for them. So 423 plus 286, that equals to $709 that we have to transfer from our second checking to our primary checking, and that is to pay the credit card. This is where we house all of our outgoing funds so it doesn't mess up our budget and I don't have to like remember that something's about to come out. So I'm going to transfer the 709 and I'll be right back. Okay, so those two are now good. Now let's talk about the bills. So for the bills, we had most of them came out of our checking account. So mobile, student loans, and HOA, they already came out of our checking account. So the institutions already got the money out of here. So they have the money already. So we do not have it anymore, which means we don't have to transfer. The only two that we have to transfer for is for Netflix and HBO, since these got paid with our credit card. Since they got paid with our credit card, we still have the money in this account. So we have to go ahead and transfer it so we can pay our credit card. The reason why we have some hooked up to credit card is because we have to pay the bill anyway. So we hook it up to our credit card so we can get the 2% cash back, because as time goes on, it definitely adds up and we have to pay it anyway. So that's kind of what we do. We can't hook up all of our bills, unfortunately, because a lot of the bills have like a penalty or they charge like a fee or something. So that's why we only have whatever we can hooked up that don't charge anything. All right, so we have the only ones that came out is Netflix, $10.59, plus HBO, which is $16.95. That combined is $27.54 that came out of our credit card that we have to transfer. So I'm gonna transfer that from our account to here, to our main account to pay the credit card, and I'll be right back. All right, so all of those transfers are now completed. Now let's talk about how much is actually in our account currently. So let's talk about our savings first. Our savings, this is not the correct number anymore. We did get a couple of paychecks already. So let's talk about it. Let's just use this one. So far we got 2 paychecks already, and I think this is already counting the interest. I don't know if that was confusing last month because we did get some interest in here. I don't know if I ever like talked about it. Anyway, so we did get a little bit of interest in here, but this is already including the interest. In here we currently have $3,090.74 because we did get 2 paychecks. So for each paycheck, me and my husband, we always add $1,300. That means, of course, the previous number, 490.74, plus 1,300 plus 1,300 for 2 paychecks equals this amount. So that's kind of what the number is, since as the month goes on, every paycheck we get for that current month, we transfer this amount into our savings. So we have the money at the beginning of the month for the following month. For May, we already got 2 paychecks. We get 2 more paychecks in May. That means for June, at the beginning of June when we do our budget, we already have all of our funds in there. Now let's talk about this account because this is the fun one. So in here currently, after all the transfers and bill payments and stuff, we currently have, let's see, in here we have 7,300, that's not a 1, $7,321.84. So let's see if this is correct. Let's add up everything in here, which is our day-to-day expenses, bills, sinking funds. We're gonna add up the categories to see if it equals. So we have 577 plus $2,506.84 plus 4,238. That equals, can you see? That equals $7,321.84. That is perfect. We love when numbers match over here. It literally is just so satisfying when the numbers match. Okay, so that is how much is in here. That is perfect. And that is currently, this is exactly how much is in both our savings, our short-term savings, and our second checking account. This is to the T how much is in there. So we'll talk about these numbers again in our next weekly check-in. We'll adjust the numbers together. Since you guys know, I do not change these numbers without you guys. So you can just continue on next week. For our primary checking, this number always fluctuates because right now I have to pay the credit card. I have to transfer some money to savings and stuff. So this is going to like fluctuate a lot. So we're not even going to talk about that. And then of course we have our savings tracker spread that we have together for our long-term savings. Now we have 2 more things I want to do. First one, of course, is Savopoly, but we'll do that right after we talk about our Savopoly. So Savopoly, $192 is getting transferred. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick because we already transferred that to our primary checking account. So let's just transfer that to our long-term savings real quick. Because we took out the funds specifically for Savopoly, and it's not like we paid for anything with our credit card. This is literally just for us to save for Savopoly. So that was $192. We'll put this in Savopoly. Today's date is 5/15/23. We'll do Savopoly, and this was April Savopoly. Okay, so let me actually cross this out because that's not the accurate number. So this is how much is in our emergencies. Now for Savopoly, what we have is now we started with $1,143.04. That plus the 192 equals a total of $1,335.04. That is how much is currently in Savopoly. Now, last but not least, let us talk about our Savopoly. Let's do our Savopoly rolls. Let's see where we're at. We need to do 3 rolls. I feel like I haven't rolled in a long time. We're gonna roll 6 times because we're catching up 2 weeks, so we're gonna roll 6 times. Let's see what we get. Okay, so let's do our dice. This is a free dice app from the App Store, and I use 2 dice. So let's do 1. This is a 6. We're gonna roll 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Free parking. Nice, nice. Nothing happens in free parking. I mean, we could set up a rule, but we have no rule currently. This is number 2, which is 10, and I can already tell I'm going to jail, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to jail. All right. So, you know, in real life, I don't land on jail. But for whatever reason, this board game, I land on jail a lot. I guess it is what it is. For our rules, we have a rule in here for when we go to jail, we have to roll 3 times and save that number. So let it begin. This was only our second like real roll, but to get out of the jail, we have to roll 3 times. So first one is 6 plus 4 plus 9 equals $19 so far that we have to save. Now let's do our third roll. Okay, that is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is save $20 plus 20. Let's roll again. We have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is save $28 plus 28. 67. Okay, this is the 5th roll. This is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, that's $38. Okay, so the plus 38. And then last roll. Okay, let's see what get to go. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. You know, again, in real life, I'd never land on like the blue spaces, but for whatever reason, in this game, I always land on the fun stuff. Okay, so that's an additional $42. That was a save. So in total, for the first 2 weeks, we have to save $147 for week 1 and week 2 rolls. Week 1 plus 2 equals $147 that we have to save so far. So let's see what the next 2 weeks rolls are going to be. All right, and this is going to be for May. Alright, so that is our savings tracker. You guys can see how my savings tracker changed a bit. It's because when I first started this, I underestimated how much space I would need for the whole year. So I started doing it month by month and just writing in the weeks in the description. So I didn't have to like do a new page somewhere else in the back. But yeah, so that is actually going to be it for this weekly check-in. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I definitely love having the pre-plan video up because it makes everything so much smoother for the weekly check-in for the first week. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in. I do apologize that these videos are late, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed them nonetheless. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!